Hello YouTube. For my first video, I thought that I would show you guys my Foundry burner that I made. This design is kind of old, I just found it on Instructables, but it still works great. If you'd like to get into just basic aluminum casting, and this is a great cheap option that'll do the job just fine. You don't need to spend anything more than this if you're just thinking about doing aluminum. And I used it in my Foundry to get ingots just like this. I just separated the dross and then poured them into a muffin tin so you can get things like this. And it works great. So I'll just go over the body of it and then I'll probably show you me using it in my Foundry that I made. So the body is made out of steel pipe fittings. This is this main bore here is a 3/4 inch pipe nipple. This is a, I think, 1.5 inch to 3/4 inch bell reducer that goes on the end there. And then this is a piece of black iron pipe, which I kind of roughly flared. I'm going to clean this up later. You can see it's very rough flare. And then this part right here that runs through it is just brass pipe nipples and fittings. So I'll put a parts list in the description if you'd like to think about building this yourself, as well as a link to a page where it'll teach you everything. I'll just basically explain this here now. So I put a little bit of gas rated tape. It's basically like Teflon tape, except it's stronger, more durable, and it's meant for gas. I tried using Teflon tape on a few brass pipe fittings and it kind of got destroyed by gas. I don't know, so you have to use this stuff here. This is just yellow line. It's called yellow gas line tape, and it's just meant to go on the threads like that. Or you can use this stuff. It's called pipe sealant. It can be used for liquids as well as gases, and you know it's typically just called pipe dope. So you put it on the threads just like this, and then you screw it in, and then you have to let it sit for a little while. So for this brass section here, this is two 1/8 inch brass pieces that are 4 inches long, a coupler for those, an 1/8 inch coupler, and then an end cap. And then this is just a 90-degree elbow, and then it goes down from a 1/8 inch, it has an adapter right here that goes from 8 inches, 1/8 of an inch, sorry, to 3/8 of an inch, and this is just a 3/8 inch coupler. And then this is a 3/8 to 1/4 reducer. And that's what allows me to hook up this line, which goes to my propane tank right over there with a regulator on there. So yeah, that's the body of it. For this, you have to drill a 3/8 inch hole that runs through here. And then for the brass piece, I do not know if you'll be able to see this, but for the brass piece, you need to drill an extremely small hole. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but at hardware stores, it's unlikely that most hardware stores will have them. It's called a number 57 size drill bit, and it's extremely small. It's about half the size of a 1/16 inch, which is the smallest that most stores sell that I've been to. Like Home Depot didn't even sell it. But yeah, so the smaller hole allows for greater pressure to be given through, and then right here you have to drill a set screw in order to keep it from moving, because you want the hole to be pointed straight down the bore in order to increase the efficiency of it. Because if it's not, then that'll cause problems. It might cause the propane to shoot out this way a little bit if it's angled enough. So you want it directly down the center, and then you want to drill this hole here and tap it with an 8/32 tap. This tap, this is just a screw that I cut off. This is a machine screw. I use these right here. These are inch-long machine screws, but I find that I cut off at least half of them, half the length of it. So yeah, just to give it a bit of a more low profile. And then you have to do one right here as well, but I lost my tap and I can't find it right now, so I have to go buy a new one. So yeah, I guess I'll show you lighting it now and see what it can do, even just at low pressures. So the way I like to light it is using one of these strikers, or you can just use one of these propane things, these little jets. And it runs on this very long hose. And you want a long hose because you want to keep the propane tank far away from the burner. And that's just, you know, a safety precaution. So this is a regulator here. It can go I'm pretty sure this is just a 60 psi regulator. You can buy this by itself for about $30, just this regulator that can thread in there. And then people buy just like a cheap little pressure gauge, and you can see where it screws in right here. And then this hose, this is actually part of a kit, and it was part of this roofing kit, and it comes with this, the gauge, this hose, and then a torch. And so the torch was too big for what I needed to do, so that's why I had to build that. And yeah, it's just, you can go to like Home Depot and I think buy one, but I don't know if they come with the regulator anymore. You'll probably just have to order that offline. So I guess I'll show you me lighting it up now. I just turn this on. There we go. Bring that over here with me. Set that down right there. Turn this on. There it goes. This is at pretty high pressure. You can see it's past 40, so we can turn this down. For melting aluminum, you can do it at about 30. And it'll melt aluminum very quickly at 30 pounds pressure. So you can see it's going very good. Even just standing back here, I can still feel the heat. So it's very, very hot. Hey everyone, welcome back. So I'm running the burner right now in my Foundry that I built. So you can see it right here. It's going pretty good. It's splashing out backwards a little bit, which it's a problem I have to fix. But other than that, you can see it's hooked up. I have my propane tank far away in a safe distance, and then here it is melting. You can see that it's kind of steaming a little bit. That's because my lid was sitting out in the rain. All I had was a tarp to cover it up. But you can, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see flame coming out the top of it. If I hold up here, you can see that it's kind of like a swirl motion, and you want that. So if you build a Foundry, you have to have the hole for your burner intersect it so that it'll hit the wall and then spin around in a circle. That allows the flame to burn more readily. I built this Foundry using Kast O Lite 30, which is rated to 3,000 degrees. And then I also used an 8-pound density, 1-inch thick ceramic blanket. I don't know what that's rated to, but it's the best kind. The thicker the density, just the more density there is, the better insulating it will be. But yeah, you can use whatever you want really for a body. This is a huge oil drum. You can see my two crucibles right here. I got this one offline. This is an A10 graphite crucible. And then because I live in Seattle, I went to a Foundry supply store. It's called like Western Supply or something like that. But they provide to like really big steel mills and like refineries. So this was the smallest crucible that they had, which is just, goes to show that they do just extremely large foundry work. So this was about, I don't know, like $60 or so. This was a bit more. Might be less. I can't remember those exact prices, but I'll put links in the description for this one if you want it. Yeah, anyway, you always want to run your Foundry for a little while on a burner, just because you want to fully cure the refractory and get all the excess moisture. You can see that that's partly what it's doing right now. It's because I cast the body a long time ago, and that's fully cured by now. But the lid, I cast just about a week ago, so I'm trying to get as much time in using this as I can in order to fully cure the lid. So yeah, you can see this is all the pile of big dross. So what I do is, as the crucible's in there and the dross will separate, I take the lid off, I turn the pressure down, and I take this crowbar and I scoop out all the dross and I throw it down onto there. After all the dross has been skimmed, what I do is I pour ingots into these muffin tins right here. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informational. If you want to get to Foundry work, I definitely recommend it. It's very fun. It is a little bit costly at the beginning, but once you get going and you can start doing melting metals and doing things for projects, it's a ton of fun. So Thank you very much for watching. Leave me a comment with your feedback, and have a nice day.